Oh, but it's but so many people like have business models to scam old people, because old people, they lose it a little bit.
Yeah, but like
we gotta protect them.
You're assuming she's losing it, and not that like 60. I know some 63-year-old people. My daddy is 63.
Yeah,
he dropping dick. I can promise that right now.
Yeah, your dad wouldn't get catfished by Bruno Mars.
No, not at all. You wouldn't.
No.
He is bad at the internet, but he's still not gonna get catfished by Bruno Mars.
Have you ever watched those like 90 Day Fiancés that are like
they just
being
make me
catfished?
sad.
Yeah, and like their whole family is like, you're being catfish, and they seem to just kind of not care.
Yeah, maybe it's that too.
They seem to be like, this is what I'm gonna spend my money. Some people like casinos. I like sending my money into this guy and pretending he's in love with me.
I think we said the same thing about QVC that time. Like, oh, people need some shit to believe in and to buy into. If they want to buy into some QVC stuff, even though they know it's gonna break, then fuck it.
You think QVC stuff is low quality?
I imagine it is.
Have you ever ordered anything from QVC?
Why would I even be on QVC?
I don't know. In college, we used to call QVC, and we used to just give really specific descriptions of things and go, last night at 3 a.m., there was a really bright sweater, I think it was. And they would just like go, they would be like, was this? And it was always just hilarious.
Did y'all buy anything?
No, never bought anything.
So you just made these people go on a runaround for no reason.
Yeah. Just prank calling QVC in college was a good source of entertainment.
Yeah, I just don't know if I feel bad for her. I mean, I guess I feel bad because $100,000 is $100,000, and that could have went to like her family or anything else, like she's dead or something. But but the money could go somewhere else other than to Bruno Mars.
Yeah, and it wasn't even to like I feel even worse, or not worse, but it's even stupider than if they were like, this foreign guy in Russia is in love with me, and so I'm sending him all his money. At least that
feels real.
Yeah, maybe it feels real to them.
Yeah,
and there's some sort of benefit going on to just pretend that they're Bruno Mars.
Yeah. Did you see the catfish episode that the girl fell for Bow Wow?
No.
Oh yeah, that was a thing. The girl fell for Bow Wow. And it was just funny because at that time, everybody was just like, why do you not know this is not Bow Wow talking to you? Sometimes I'm just like, yo, I don't know if we can defend you if everybody around you is telling you that's not Bow Wow or that's not Bruno Mars, and you being like, but it is.
What's going on in that brain? There's something that like massages like the heart part of your brain that makes your logic part of your brain go crazy. Is that just love? Is that what, did I just describe love?
I don't know. Yeah, I think it is love. How you feel about it? I mean, like, are we surprised is the first question.
It's kind of sad that we're not surprised, but it's just so weird to me. I mean, is it weird? I don't know. That's kind of the question I've been asking myself. Is this weird, or is this just how it happens?
I don't know. I don't know if it's like, I don't know how it's like so blatant for us, like for them really to just let him walk away with this shit.
It's just a play. It's just a performance.
But do you not feel like he knew this the whole time?
What?
I'll walk.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
He
never faced consequences in his whole life. And now he goes against a jury in the biggest, most high profile court case, and the jury is like his friends. It's
of course.
He has 45 men on the inside.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like a gangster who, instead of having one man on the inside, has the whole jury.
Yeah, it wasn't the whole jury, right?
It was like 37 to 45, or I don't know.
That's crazy.
It was something like 7 voted against him. And we're like, we got 7 of them.
I just feel like, part of me feels like, are we at the point where we're just like, yo, it's like that ex-boyfriend or girlfriend that you like, yeah, I could allow them to come here and pick up their shit and everything else, but it's going to keep dragging this shit out. I should just let you go, Donnie. So I think part of them is like, you know what, we're going to just let you get the fuck out of here because we don't want to see you anymore. Which is bullshit, which is problematic for this person to then feel like he doesn't have to face consequences. But at the same time, there is no other reason for me to say that he's walking on this other than like, hey, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. But then he's taking it as a win.
Of course.
Eric Trump tweeted
2-0. He'll take anything as a win.
2-0, baby. It's like 2 win. You didn't win.
What team is this?
You got impeached twice.
What team is this? 2-0, baby.
2-0. Like, this isn't a win. But now it is.
But didn't he said something like, this is just the beginning.
Yeah.
And it's like, yo, this is why you don't give motherfuckers like him no inch. Like, this is just the beginning. Like, sit your ass. We have to put you in jail, or else you won't learn your lesson.
That's why you're like, just get out of my house, and then imagine that toxic ex being like,
I'll be
"This is
back."
just the beginning.
Yeah, I'll be back.
Like, what the fuck?
I'll be back.
Get the fuck out of here. No, but he's gonna come back. He's it's like when the
Do you think he's not gonna come back? Oh no, he'll be back. Yeah.
And we're gonna remember just these few months when he was gone as like nostalgic.
Wait. You think he's gonna really like? You think it's on some like real life like Terminator shit? Like he's gonna come back and like he's gonna actually make something happen? Can you see him being a governor ever or something? Like, can you even run for like governor?
I didn't think about. I mean, no, he can run for president again if he wants.
Yeah, I know he can run,
but he'll be so old. And also, you don't see it in him to empower somebody younger, unless it's like Ivanka.
Why do we not lower the actual running age? I think that's one of the biggest problems with our actual system here in our government is that I don't know. I just think when I look at the youth and all the things the youth are always trying to accomplish through each generation, it's like, well, if we wanted to just I always feel like the old people just get to a place where they're like, you know what? It's my turn now. Fuck you. I'm going to get everything that I wanted to get that you motherfuckers told me I had to go the right route and it didn't get me anywhere. Now I'm going to take this shit. And the youth are like, still like, we want to save the world. And it's like, well, let's let younger people run for office if we really feel like the solutions are within the youth.
Yeah. Is it all old people or is it just this generation? Because I feel like the boomer generation have always been like, I'm taking that. Like their whole entire existence. They've been like,
yeah,
I'll take that. I'll take that. And they left. And now even when they're old, they're not handing down to let, houses be affordable for people in their 30s like they were for them when they were in their 30s. They're just like, no, not affordable anymore. Let's make houses cheaper for old people. Let's make retirement better. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe he's just the king of the olds.
Is he the king of the olds?
He definitely represents something that is all over that generation.
Well, he lies all day and says that he's basically young. I mean, great health.
Yeah.
Donald Trump.
Well,
he's back.
He made it
show.
out. Oh, but also that lawyer. I don't know if you watched that lawyer's closing statements, but it was like a bad theater competition. It was like he had hand gestures and outrage.
See, you're not watching fucking sports because you out here watching Donald Trump shit.
Literally watched. Well,
like it's a goddamn show. He's like, yeah, it was horrible, guys. The closing statement was god awful.
It was you didn't see Philadelphia?
No.
He was like, in
Philadelphia?
I'll get them down to my office in Philadelphia. And then the whole entire crowd started kind of laughing a little bit.
No.
And he was like, why are you laughing? I wouldn't laugh at you. I'm outraged. And then he was like, let me take my own advice and cool down a little bit, okay? He was so over the top.
What the fuck?
I watched his thing like a few times because it was just like, it literally felt like a fucking thespian competition for high school.
This is the second string though, right?
The lawyers.
The second string of lawyers, right?
So, yeah.
JV of lawyers that come in and save the day.
Yeah. Welcome to Wine and Weed.
Wine and Weed. Wine and Weed. Wine and Weed. Wine and Weed.
I'm one of your hosts, Chris Reinacher, a.k.a. the Connoisseur, a.k.a. the Goop in Your Gap, a.k.a. La La La, a.k.a. the Elusive Moose, a.k.a. Just Add Water, a.k.a. Saxophone Jones.
Saxophone Jones. And I'm your other host, Sterling Steelo Brim, a.k.a. S to the B to the best of the breed, a.k.a. is that third leg. No, it's just me, a.k.a. Concerned Father, a.k.a. Black Mama, a.k.a. RP Black Mamba, a.k.a. Stevenson, a.k.a. your stylist, and last but not least, a.k.a. your Uncle Elroy. And with us on the show this week, we have a very special guest / facts reader. We know we promised a female perspective. We're still out here looking for the perfect co-host or a third host. But in the meantime, we figure we bring a familiar voice in person back on the show. People have been asking to come, where's Alahna? Bring Alahna on the show here and there. So we thought we'd bring beautiful, very smart, articulate lady, the former facts reader for some days to help out, blah, 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 Miss Alahna Jade.
Hey, Alahna.
And giggly, might I add. Very giggly.
Hello, Alahna.
Your microphone's way, you're going to need
You're on a podcast now.
You're on a podcast now.
Podcast for real now.
How you feeling, Alahna?
I feel good.
Okay, we're gonna need you to use that microphone and talk to them. Hang out with us, okay?
How are you? How was your week?
My week was good. I had a good weekend. It was Valentine's Day yesterday, and that was fun. Did you have a good Valentine's Day?
Me? It was good. We made some lasagna.
Oh, you guys
Ooh,
cooked
Lasagna
together.
takes so long.
It does take long as shit.
Lasagna takes like 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can go
It's a
in and
process.
out of having a good Valentine's Day to a bad Valentine's Day, all within a lasagna cook. No, but it was it's pretty good Valentine's Day. What about you? What did you guys do?
It's just the way you said it. I mean, it was pretty easy, chill. Not really dating right now, so Valentine's Day was pretty chill. How's it going?
All right.
Came out shooting shots for no reason.
Interesting.
I'm joking. No, me and Alahna hung out actually.
Oh,
And that was pretty
okay.
cool, right?
It
Why
was
are you
cool.
being so awkward and shy on the show,
It
Phil?
was cool.
Yeah, it was interesting because me and Alahna not together right now.
Oh,
Double
but,
down on it.
I'll definitely double. What am I supposed to say? Was it
Do,
interesting?
do you want me to interview you guys about that? 'Cause
No,
I'll do it.
I mean, look, you can. I'll answer any question you want.
Yeah, so what's going on, guys? No, I'm just kidding.
Should we get into some articles without
Well,
Alahna
yeah.
feeling fucking like, don't shout me out as your ex again? So fucking angry at me.
Well, Alahna,
Double-
you came by to do a little facts reading this
did.
week for us.
I did.
You brought some of your favorite articles.
My favorite articles. Yeah.
What should we get into first?
All right. Tennessee man leaves $5 million to dog in his will. She's a good girl.
I want to hear this.
When Tennessee businessman Bill Doris died late last year, the 84-year-old left $5 million to his 8-year-old border collie Lulu. Doris's friend Martha Burton had already been watching Lulu for him for several years by the time he passed away. According to the report, Doris frequently traveled and wanted someone to care for her while he was away. I don't really know what to think about it, to tell you the truth, Burton told WTVF. He just really loved the dog. Lulu is a good girl, Burton told the TV station. They will specify that the $5 million is to be placed in a trust to be provided for Lulu's care and that the dog should remain with Burton, according to the report. Burton is to be reimbursed for normal monthly expenses as provided by a conservator managing the trust. But just because Lulu, the dog, is now a millionaire, that doesn't mean Burton will be buying lavish gifts for any other expensive treats, as it likely won't be possible to spend all the money caring for one dog. Well, I'd like to try, Burton joked.
Yeah, I just
What?
don't know why you leave $5 million to a dog. What happens? They say it would be used for the dog's care. What happens when the dog dies? Where's the money go?
Does that mean the money goes back to the government, or does the money go to
It probably
Burton?
goes to the government. The dog can't leave it to nobody.
Well, he gave it to the caretaker of the dog, right?
Also, the caretaker don't get to keep it though. You gave it to the caretaker to give it to the dog because you couldn't give the fucking $5 million to the dog. And was like, hey, we're gonna leave you this check, woof woof. Doesn't work that way.
But she just gets reimbursed.
Who
for-
Oh, she gets reimbursed
She
out
gets
of like an
reimbursed.
account, so she has to like expense it, dog expenses. Did he leave any money to that lady, or did he just like tease her with the dog?
He left $5 million for the dog and then just left her salary for the next 4 years.
Is it? Wait, what is her salary?
I'm joking. I'm
like
just
a
saying, like,
wag
hey, you still
salary?
work for the fucking dog.
Yeah,
Imagine the dog's owner dies and they make you stay there with the dog. You'd be like, fuck this.
and you're like, can I get groceries with this money? And they're like, if it's dog groceries.
Also, fuck you. You don't even know what the fuck I'm doing with the $5 million. Like, literally, I'll just keep it. Fuck you. I'll just keep the dog in my little apartment or wherever the fuck I live now. Or I'll buy me a new house with this $5 million. And now the dog stays with me.
Oh, that's a good way. Like,
That's the
I
only
gotta buy
fucking
the
way.
dog a new house.
The dog requested a new house. I've been talking to the dog. The dog said they wanted to move.
You're
They
like-
said they wanted to live in a 5-bedroom, 6-bathroom house.
You're like looking on
And
Zillow
Topanga
with the
Canyon.
dog.
Yeah.
He's like, "Arr!" Like, that's the one.
Which one?
5 bedrooms?
He's put his paw on this one 4 times. Obviously the house. And it's a girl, right?
But she doesn't get left the money. She has to like expense it through a bank or some shit.
She gets reimbursed for it monthly. So I think she just...
So just buy the fucking house. Get the loan, buy the house, and get it reimbursed.
That Lulu could get drunk with power. You know, that dog.
What?
That dog.
The dog might get out of
That's the
Yeah,
richest dog
I
in
just
the
don't
world.
know. Like, did it say that he had any
The
like
dog's probably so
kids?
confused.
Did he have did he have a wife? Because that's one way to really tell her you hate her.
It's even just passive aggressive to the dog sitter to be like, I'm leaving $5
It is.
million. Like it's like tying you into a job to have for the next however many years.
Or you can look at it from this perspective. We're in a pandemic. That lady might have been like, fuck, he just died. Now I don't have a job anymore to take care of this dog. And then voila, last fucking Secret Santa he sends you is like, hey, I left you a note that says you still work for Gilbert. I don't know why the dog's name is Gilbert. But you
Lulu.
Still, oh, it's Lulu. You still work for Lulu. Oh, you really remember the dog?
Yeah, Lulu.
Oh, you love Lulu.
You think Lulu is, what kind of dog is Lulu?
A border collie.
Lift all that money to a border collie? He's going to blow it in a fucking second.
We're drinking some Justin again this week. Some
Justin's back.
Cabernet Sauvignon, yeah. And I'm smoking a little strawberry lemonade. I got some milk, cereal milk right here too. I'm about to roll up.
Oh, I keep on hearing about that strain recently.
I said on this show last week.
Oh yeah, and then I saw it in the club this week.
Oh, you
and
did?
Then, yeah.
You were at the club. What the fuck?
At the I call it the club.
Whoa. Let's talk about it, Chris.
That's what I call
you going to
the
speakeasies
weed
out here?
store.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because it's like a leftover.
cleanup.
You used to call them cannabis clubs, like back in like 2006 when it was just like medical marijuana.
Oh, you're one of those guys. You're
Yeah,
like,
so I
I'm
just have
cool.
it stuck in my head to call them the club.
You remember the lady that used to cut like the 420 doctor? She used to have billboards everywhere in LA, but she would just pull up on you and give you an actual, I guess,
recommendation.
Yeah, not even a recommendation. I think she was giving out the real fucking the cards. Yeah,
Yeah.
not the recommend.
Well, you have to have a recommendation to get the card, but it's the same thing basically.
Yeah. But everybody's bullshit knows. But she used to have a little billboard up, and she was just pulling up on motherfuckers.
That was
giving them the card. Good old days.
what a time
right?
to be alive.
Yeah.
You know,
I wasn't living in that moment. I was around. I saw it happening, but I wasn't smoking weed yet, so I never really got to know what that was really like.
Yeah.
You know.
I think I've told this on the show, but I think it became legal around 2003, 2004, and in 2006 I turned 18 and I got a medical marijuana license, but it was like I had to like really get doctor's records and chiropractic records and really prove like with x-rays and shit that I had doctor. And then a couple years later it was just like I can't sleep sometime and my head kind of hurts right now, and they're like, here's weed, move on.
Yeah, but
just
why you mad at them? Your shit was fake too.
My shit was fake. I got some back problems, but it wasn't. I didn't
Motherfucker,
smoke weed
he
for
really
my
talked
back
shit about them. He was mad at them like he had really all these chronic pain. He was like, I go through all this real stuff, and then these guys are just like, I can't sleep. I'm like, you were really the guy that just couldn't sleep too.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But no, I was even worse because I got in trouble for having a little bit of weed, and they were gonna drug test me every week, like as like a probation thing, and I got. Because I had my medical marijuana license, they didn't test me for marijuana. So it was a way around. It was even worse, really, than just me wanting it. It was like me getting around the system by getting a medical marijuana card.
No, I remember like during those days, it was super cool to have one. I thought when people had one, I was like, damn, you got one of those? They just giving them shits out? And now you literally can just walk in with your ID and just be like, yep, I'm 18.
I don't really have my idea.
Serve me up.
He'll be spending Valentine's Day alone. A Florida man is on the run after stealing one girlfriend's old engagement ring so he could use it to propose to his other girlfriend, authorities said. Joseph Davis, 48, is wanted on grand theft charge after allegedly betraying two girlfriends he met on the dating site OkCupid.
OkCupid.
He used the alias Joe Brown with one girlfriend and Marcus Brown with the other. Girlfriend number one.
Real creative, yeah. You fucking Marcus and Joe? Same person, bitch.
Girlfriend number one, who lives in Orange City and who dated Davis since 2015, told detectives she learned through some Facebook sleuthing that Davis, a convicted felon, was engaged to the second woman. Worse, she saw on the second woman's Facebook page that her rival was wearing an engagement ring and wedding band identical to her own from a previous marriage. She checked her jewelry box and found
that wasn't even his fucking ring that he gave her. It was a ring he took from her ex-nigga. Yeah, you know what? I'm on his side, okay? Why you keeping this fucking ring anyway in my house? With this bad juju in my crib, this ring this ex-nigga gave you. You love me or what? Yvette?
I gotta use it to propose to somebody else.
Yeah. So I can get him this bad juju as well.
She checked her jewelry box and found her rings and other items missing. About $6,200 in property had been stolen from her in all. The girlfriend contacted Davis's fiance, who lives in Orlando, and had begun dating him in 2016. The second woman discovered she had also allegedly been stolen from. They joined forces and reported Davis to the authorities.
Yeah, it's obvious that he's not telling either one of them the truth. He didn't even give him his fucking real name.
The second
Is
girlfriend.
his name Davis? And Said his name was Marcus Brown and Joe Brown?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The second girlfriend reported her own laptop and jewelry went missing after Davis moved out of her apartment. She also recalled Davis once taking her to the first girlfriend's house in Orange City. The first girlfriend was away at work at the time.
That was an unneeded fucking line that she just threw in there. Like, and I fucked at your house one time. It was just like, it was just pointless. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess, again, we go to catfishing. But he didn't catfish. He used his own pictures. He just used a different name. He got engaged to both of them, though, too. So he was doing some real life macking, though.
Yeah, he was manipulated. He was just like playing everybody.
No, he was only engaged to the second girlfriend. The first girlfriend,
he was just his girlfriend.
He was engaged to the second girlfriend's with the other girlfriend's ex's ring.
Yeah, he got engaged to her with that ring. But the other girl, he didn't, like, he used to tell her he wasn't down for all that commitment shit, which is weird.
So the long plan was probably to steal those rings, propose to her, be with her.
My guess here is...
I mean, I don't know if this guy really plans ahead.
I feel like the girl is lying, though. I feel like the first girl...
Interesting take.
I feel like the first girl who said, you know what, also, he took some shit from my apartment, too, is fucking lying. She just said that because, you know, if you gonna hurt me, and you know what I'm saying, I'm going to just make you go down right now. And I'm going to just say, you know what, he did some shit to me as well. But they have no actual proof that he took anything from her apartment, right?
I mean, it sounds like the guy would.
It sounds like the guy would, but now you're just out here just saying just because you committed one crime, you committed two. I don't like your attitude.
Well, that's just,
Nah, that's problematic thinking right there.
Yeah, but also sometimes people prove that true.
Sometimes, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Wait, what, did you say there was evidence of like the laptop being stolen or anything?
No, she just said that.
No, I mean, she just claimed that there was. But so the first girlfriend, he took the second girlfriend to her house and asked the second girlfriend to move in with him into the first girlfriend's house.
Names. I'm so confused.
That's just how
this girlfriend, the second girlfriend.
Them bitches ain't about to get their names up. They play like this. I tell you they fucking name on the internet. They like, don't say my name. Just call me number 2.
Yeah, they don't have their names.
So number 2. So you said number 2.
Girlfriend number 1 who had the rings in the house.
Yeah.
Davis took girlfriend number 2 to girlfriend number 1's house while she was working and asked girlfriend number 2 to move in with him.
At the other spot?
At the girlfriend number 1's house.
He is a monster.
Yeah, he does this.
First of all, how was he going to pull it off if she agreed? How was he going to get the other girl to think she was evicted from her own place, then take over her apartment for a little while? Like, how would you invite the girl to live? It has to be, but I'm just saying.
It's some like love bomb where he's like, I love you. I want you to move into my house. Here's a ring and blah, 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 but it's all fake because this isn't my house and that's not my ring. But now you think I'm in love with you and now I can steal your laptop or whatever the hell he wants to do.
Yeah, but how hard do you really have to go? Because I imagine if that's the case, she might have pictures in her house. She might have different things that's like, yo, this is my house. Like, so how hard did you really go? That you was like, yo, I know she worked from like 1 to 7. I'm gonna, get there. I'm gonna make her breakfast early, make her think I'm just, I love you, baby. Then she leave out. Oh, girl. No, then I got an hour of fucking, I guess, taking my pictures down, decorating it, bring a couple things. I'm like, this me right here. This is me. That's more my style anyway. I've been wanting to change that lamp. Like, I just don't know how, like, this motherfucker does this. Like, I just wish that he spent more time on whatever he needs to do in life. Because it's obviously not this. But he's going back to prison now, right?
Well.
Makes me sad for Marcus Joe.
It's for Joe Brown. / Marcus
Joe
Brown.
Marcus Joe.
Chris Harrison is taking a break from the Bachelor series in the wake of racist controversy. The host announced the decision on social media Saturday, just days after he seemingly defended Rachel Kirkconnell, a current contestant who had been accused of racist actions. This historic season of The Bachelor should not be marred or overshadowed by my mistakes or diminished by my actions, the longtime host and producer wrote. To that end, I have consulted with Warner Bros. And ABC and will be stepping aside for a period of time and will not join for the after the finale roast.
You see the difference there, though? White people can just leave. Niggas get fired. I'm just saying, he said, I've talked to Warner Bros. I let them know. Guys, I was wrong. I'm going to go ahead and take a break for a little while.
It's not like a real. Huh? It's just a leave of absence.
He going on vacation.
Yeah.
To clear my mind. I'm going to go take a trip and I'm going to fly to a plantation where I can then kick my feet up and really think about what I'm saying.
So and the story is that he's the host of The Bachelor. They're the first Black Bachelors this season, and
We didn't ask for it, but
and he was. How did the plantation party thing come up?
so one of the contestants from before went to a picture surfaced of them going to a plantation party
Before the show.
before
In
the show.
2018.
Okay.
3 years back, 2018.
Still like
2018, and his quote, and we'll watch the video, but his quote was basically like, guys, are we really gonna trip over a picture from 5 years ago when everyone was going to plantation parties? That was essentially his quote. He was like, guys, really? The plantation parties were popping in 18. Everyone knows it. And it was just like, dude, first of all, where? Why are you normalizing plantation parties in your head that you're like, everyone did it? And then secondly, it's like, just don't defend this one contestant.
Yeah.
Just
Can I see? Do we have it?
watch.
Just so we can,
I can pull it up
I
on
think
here
it'd be
if you want
good
to.
to show, and I want to see it.
What are your thoughts about Rachel Kirkconnell and the allegations attached to her?
A couple of things. First and foremost, I don't know. I haven't talked to Rachel about it. And this is, again, where we all need to have a little grace, a little understanding, a little compassion, because I've seen some stuff online. Again, this judge, jury, executioner thing where people are just tearing this girl's life apart and diving into like her parents and her parents' voting record and what it's unbelievably alarming to watch this. I haven't heard Rachel speak on this yet. And until I actually hear this woman have a chance to speak, who am I to say any of this? I saw a picture of her at a sorority party 5 years ago, and that's it. Like, boom, like, okay, well, this girl is in this book now, and she's now in this group. And I'm like, really? Okay, well, there goes.
The picture was
3/4
from 2018 at an Old South antebellum party. So I think, when you it's
When you
not,
hold that
that's
under
not
the
a good
lens.
look. It's not a good look.
No, it's not a good. Well, Rachel, is it a good look in 2018 or is it not a good look in 2021?
It's
Because
not
there's
a
a big
good
difference.
look ever.
It's not a good look
She's
either.
celebrating
3 years
Old
ago.
South. If I went to that party,
Now I
what
see
would I
why.
represent?
At the beginning, I
Oh no,
was
he
like,
continues. If you want
Okay,
He keeps
okay.
You're 100% right in 2021. That was not the case in 2018. Again, I'm not defending Rachel. I just know that, I don't know, 50 million people did that in 2018 between,
50 million. First of all, who
Hashtag antebellum.
who collected the data on these parties?
50
million people. You asked for it, America. Over 50 million people have asked for plantation party rock.
Oh, I see how the talking got him in the hole. Because at first I was
The
like,
talking, it's the thinking as well.
the thinking. Well, yeah. I mean, I see what he's saying at the beginning.
No, don't do it. Let me get
I'll
you off this
explain.
clip.
I'll explain.
As your friend. Okay, go ahead, explain.
Well, okay. So, here's just a question: is if somebody, how old is this woman? So she went to a college party and they were like, it's themed Southern or it's themed antebellum, and like you're like 20 years old and you're like, is that? And everybody's like, that's okay, that's cool, that's what we do. No, there's nothing racist. And you're like, oh, okay. And you never, like, it is that sorority's fault for doing that. But for one girl who attended that party when like she thought it was okay.
She's 24.
Well, number one, you're just making up the fact that
I don't know.
She thought it was okay.
But but that's why he's like, well,
But
what does she have
no,
to say?
that's bullshit. So why that's problematic is he has a platform, right? He's a producer on the show, right? He should not be stepping forward saying shit. She didn't say
It
anything.
is 2018.
No, but it doesn't matter. He shouldn't have said anything. It's not right. And for you to try to defend her in any way, shape, or form, it's problematic. Like, it's your job to say, you know what? Yeah, we haven't talked to Rachel yet. What we did see was not something that we align ourselves with here at The Bachelor, and we're gonna speak to her. But yeah, for right now, we have distanced ourselves from Rachel. Blah blah blah. Whatever. What you don't do is defend her going to this party and assume that she didn't know or whatever. Like, it's bullshit. That's bullshit. You can't say, you're trying to defend her just because she's in college.
Well, I don't know. Is she in the South? I don't know what it's like. I don't live in the South, but I wonder. In that Borat movie, they go to the South, and like there's parties like that. They exist. Are all the people that exist within that realm like consciously aware that those parties are racist? I think they are in order to celebrate that. I just don't know if a college girl at a party that she didn't organize herself. Again, if she organized it herself, there's also this thing of like, yeah, why'd you choose that?
No, it's not about organizing yourself. It's not like if I am to see you in a picture at a Klan's party, I hate to go so extreme. I'm not gonna say to you, you know what? I didn't know it was a Klan's party. Well, motherfucker, you was there. And sometimes you're guilty by just being places. And I know that's hard for you to understand, but that happens all the time in the black community, bro. You be guilty by just being places. So you guilty by being here. And if you haven't said anything to me, you're saying that it's okay. You haven't made a statement. Now he said her whole life is fuck that. Fuck that. She's at a plantation party, fam, in 2018.
Yeah.
Again, this is not the early 2000s when like Nelly and Django were like popping together. This is 2018. This is like currently.
Right. That makes.
This is 3 years ago.
Sense. I guess when
I'm sorry. This is 1.5 years ago. We threw a year away.
So you feel like it's also a time when you're choosing to be ignorant by going to this party. This is clearly.
I mean, if we're beating like as you did everyone that did blackface, I'm guessing in the 70s at a party think that hey. F niggers, or they think that this is funny? I don't know. Well, it's not necessarily my job to get in your brain.
Yeah.
But what do you mean blackface? Yeah, you're at a plantation party.
Right.
Man.
Yeah, we had a sketch where like we go to a 1920s party and you're treated like you would be in the 1920s.
Yeah, that's a sketch. What does that have to do with it?
But do you think that
so
the way that white people go to a 1920s party not thinking about it, they're like, we're going to an Old South party. We're all going to act like gentlemen. Like, you don't think that's a possibility? It's just a conversation. I don't know. I'm just wondering if there's a society that exists that perpetuates that without her knowing, or if you think by 2018 you should know better.
But does that mean you should excuse it? Just because you didn't know something don't mean that I should excuse it all the time, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, but you're also just informed by your world around you.
But what I'm saying is like there are people who commit crimes for the first time and didn't know they were committing a crime, and they find out and they go to jail, right? Should you be able to say, well, I didn't know I was committing this crime, so I shouldn't go to jail? I didn't know.
Was there anything, you grew up in Wyoming in like a white culture in a way, Montana, I mean. Did you ever see things that you were like, oh, that's okay in that culture, nobody said anything, but now that I have my perspective from moving out to a city, like that wasn't cool? Like, do you have anything like that?
Not
that
like
you're
this.
Like, looking back, that was kind of racist.
Not on this guy. It's a plantation-themed party.
Right.
And I know what happened on plantations. So
right. There's no way to really ignore
there's no way to... there's no excuse. I don't think there's
Sick house, dude. Where'd you get this from? What, on Airbnb? What is this? The
whole, and it's like, not at an old house. It's just they made their frat house
at a plantation.
It's on a plantation.
Yeah.
It's on a plantation, the actual plantation.
So they put like real thought into this.
Yeah.
They were like, we'll go to this.
And it probably was like, hey, wear your costume or you're not getting in. It wasn't like, hey, oh, I got on Tim's. Am I good? Yeah. It's like, yeah, we all came prepared for the party.
Yeah. I definitely see.
There was thought put into it, for sure.
There was thought put into it. Him stepping down.
And not everyone is ignorant to.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah, not everyone is ignorant.
You're in college.
You're 21.
Which means that you're studying. You should know, you should be kind of fucking smart if you're into college. You're getting a higher education. So to not think that through is pretty fucking stupid.
Yeah.
I agree. I was just thinking about I think that's basically what Chris Harrison just got in trouble for, is kind of trying to talk it away the way through that I just did, and then I think it's a point of view that is probably wrong, but like I get the thinking through it. Does that make sense?
Why are you thinking through it on fucking national television? I'll start with that.
That's true, because
you're a producer on a show, Chris. You're making
across this today, but it's like an issue that's been there.
But also, The Bachelor is such a white show. Too.
It is the whitest show.
It's a very white show.
You're right.
So I think for him to defend her with so much like anger and like defend her so passionately, that's what it was.
Do you think that's a choice? Do you think that's a choice for Chris Harrison now as like a career move in a way that he did this? I'm not with cancel culture. Like his audience will grow. I was thinking about the Star Wars lady this week who got canceled, quote unquote, because she said that. Do you hear about this lady?
Nah, I think I saw it.
But in my opinion,
I didn't care about
play.
Star Wars enough to even look at it. But like I
haven't seen The Mandalorian.
me either.
So
That's
I
what
don't
I'm
know how
saying.
much she is in the plot or
I
whatever.
did see though, like Mandalorian stars, such and such, but I never watched Mandalorian.
So she said that that conservatives are in a position today with cancel culture as Jews were right before the Holocaust happened. So it is a pretty extreme statement. And Mandalorian said we have no plans to use her anymore in the future. And all of a sudden she became this like conservative god of like, yeah, she's such a good actor and how dare she be canceled just because she said that our plight was the same as the Jews in World War II. And it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And now some conservative production fund gave her a movie and all this, and it's like, how dare you cancel her? It's like, you're not actually canceling her though. You're enabling her by fake saying that we're canceling her. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah. I mean, I hear you saying, is this some kind of move from him? Is he trying to on purpose be on that side, on the right side, so to speak, to make a statement and say, hey guys, I don't think anything's wrong with the plantation party. No, I think that he is just as ignorant as a lot of people. And I think that he probably spoke from his white as of white heart and said, there's really nothing wrong with this because, yeah, we grew up in the South and my grandfather, they would go to these parties and you're like, yo, just because your grandfather made a mistake don't mean you get to make the same excuse for you making the same mistakes. Mm-hmm. At some point, somebody got to grow up. I don't give a fuck about your traditions.
Yeah.
Fuck your tradition.
Yeah.
Traditions can be super wrong.
There's a lot of fucked up traditions that you realize now are
I think
fucked
about that
up.
about plantation weddings too. It's like, don't you feel a bad energy in a place like that?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you feel terrible?
Where people are lynched.
How could
and
you not
beaten.
think about that?
They're like, no, not me. I feel a good old energy knowing that work was getting done here.
Tradition.
Tradition is how that's excuse.
But I do think it's interesting that he gets to say, hey, I spoke to Warner Brothers and I think it's time for me to take a little break, guys. And like, that wouldn't have happened to anybody else. That was somebody that was not a white producing with this.
It felt to me like a Kevin Hart move a little bit, being like, I think I'll step away.
I'll get ahead of this.
Yeah.
I didn't. The Kevin Hart thing was what? The gay stuff on Twitter.
Oscars, yeah, they found stuff and he was like, before you get me in trouble, fuck you guys, I don't need your show.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
that's obviously he's Kevin Hart.
I also
This
think
is
that's
the guy from The Bachelor.
I think it's completely
He needs
wrong
The
because one of them was like a 10-year or 11-year tweet. No,
tweet.
I
just think it's the
this is
move.
him on live on right now saying this stuff.
Yeah.
So I mean, I give you way more room. 10 years, 11 years, saying, hey, I learned. We're living in a time right now where there is no fucking excuse.
Yeah.
For you not to be aware enough.
Not to go to a plantation party.
But even fuck all that, just to be more aware of people in general. I think that it's been a time that jokingly it's not okay anymore. It's time for you to be aware of what's going on around you and the other people in those circumstances and whatever it is. And you can't just be like, everyone was doing it.
And also for him to be having this conversation with Rachel Lindsay, the first black Bachelorette, is crazy.
Oh, that's who that is?
That's who that is, yeah. So for you to double down and defend this other woman about her.
And it's the first season of Black Male, right?
Yeah. So it's just.
Black on black violence right
yeah.
there.
Yeah. Also, like, yeah, you're right. His moves walking into it, it was like a guy who didn't prepare or didn't think this through
Or
at all.
agreed.
Or really agreed and couldn't fucking keep it in.
Yeah.
And couldn't fucking keep it in. Because, like, ask her what she thinks. You know what I mean?
He was like, okay. I was at that party. It was a lot of fucking fun.
You're telling me you haven't been to a plantation party.
Like, no, I haven't.
She's like,
absolutely not.
We're on the other side.
Okay.
Well, you're missing out. Let me tell you that much. Where did this at 50 million people? Where did the 50 million serves come from? Plantation party.
You should see my Facebook invites. They're
insane. He was like, I have a whole clubhouse fucking room about it. Just like 50 million people. Where'd you get these numbers from?
That's like literally like everyone's doing it.
That's literally everyone's doing this. Like, no, seriously. Yeah, 50 million means that this isn't a surprise to any of us. We all like, yeah, that happens. That's every Wednesday, ain't it?
If it was 50 million people that had this, then would you have a little more? I know it's a controversial question. Empathy for the one girl who was just like, it looks like everyone's doing it. 50 million people are doing it.
No, no empathy. No, I wouldn't have more empathy on him, but I would have more understanding. I would say, okay, I know, no, not understanding. Like I'm empathizing with them at all. It's more understanding. Like, oh no, I know these parties been happening. I heard about these parties happening for sure. So I wouldn't be confused. I'd be like, no, this is a real thing. They're having them plantation parties for sure.
Yeah, well, I don't think it's 50 million people.
No.
And if it is, then that's another problem.
I wasn't invited. That's another problem. My email must not be
What the hell?
New study shows head jobs might be giving you cancer. Researchers from Johns Hopkins University found that frequent and intense oral sex could greatly increase the risk of mouth and throat cancer, according to a new study that looked into the correlation between giving head and getting human papillomavirus.
I don't know if we want to put this information out there.
I think it's crazy to think now. I'm just thinking about all the people who like have went down from cancer and been like, was they out here getting their dick sucked crazy, or like if this is a real study?
You don't get dick cancer from you only get cancer from giving the blowjob.
They're saying you can get mouth and throat cancer.
Oh, just from giving
head job.
Oh, head jobs. Oh,
yeah, that's why I said, do we really want to tell people this?
I don't know if it's dude. I mean that. This is not. This is not good information to put out.
People are like, no, honey, we're going to skip this part. We're going to skip this part.
Imagine women really found out they could get cancer from sucking dick. It'd be a full-on strike. They would band together and be like, let's ban sucking dick. It'd be about 2045. It'd be illegal to suck dick.
Oh.
They'd be like
Surgeon's General warning.
And there'd be a speakeasy where everybody was just sucking dick. As soon as you went in there, you just like, I'm getting get up.
Hey, not ready.
I work here.
It's like, I already have cancer.
I'm not one of the members.
I might as well make myself useful. Do you think that in the editing room, he was like, yeah, blowjobs give cancer? And they're like, can you just change it to head jobs?
Yeah, blowjobs is too.
Or is it because head jobs are more aggressive than blowjobs?
I think blowjobs sound more risque.
I think they might have been saying head jobs because it could be male or female, like giving head to a woman or giving head to a man.
So we're just stupid and we just only think from our dicks, and this is why we need a lady on the show.
You can get throat cancer from eating pussy.
Well, because you could contract HPV.
If you're doing it right.
You didn't get throat cancer? You haven't doing it right.
I breathe through this now because I eat pussy so well. Oh, shit.
A team of researchers from Johns Hopkins University got more than 500 people to complete a behavioral survey on their sexual activities over several years. About a third of participants had been diagnosed with HPV. About 2/3 had it. Main points of interest included an individual's age, their total number of sexual partners, the age of their sexual initiation, and the number of people they performed oral sex on within a short time period. The findings, published in the American Cancer Society's journal, indicated that having 10 prior oral sex partners is linked to a 4.3 times greater likelihood of contracting HPV-related cancer of the mouth and throat, and that having oral sex at a younger age and more partners in a shorter time period are both associated with higher risks. Participants who had older sexual partners when they were young and those with partners who engage in extramarital sex were also more likely to have contracted the cancers, while those who had never engaged in oral sex were less likely.
This sounds like somebody's just trying to stop people from having sex, period. Like, let me write an article about it. How can I get people to stop doing it? I told them they'll get cancer from it.
The study further notes that those who gave oral sex before engaging in intercourse for the first time are at an increased risk of becoming infected with HPV. Reason being that, according to researchers, an initial exposure to HPV via the genitals results in a robust immune response, thus preparing a person's body for when the virus is introduced orally. Those who go straight for oral sex lack this immune response and are therefore at a higher risk of infection.
Okay.
Into it.
I don't
written by a
know.
man.
Feels like someone needed to finish their like term paper. And they were like, what does all this information mean? Let's draw a correlation here and here and here. I don't know.
Chris, if you're basically saying that you're willing to test
I think
out
you
of
just live your life.
live your
guys.
life, right? If
Live
you're gonna
your
get cancer, you're gonna get cancer, right?
Yeah, it's just 4% chance of HPV. Is that even like a really terrible form of cancer? Maybe it is. It is.
I don't know.
That gets really far.
It gets
I
really
think
crazy.
we're going towards the cure for HPV.
Just cancer
you know?
in general. It's horrible.
They'll say, "Oh, what kind of cancer you got?" And they'll be like, "Fuck cancer." I got fuck cancer. That company will pivot, and then they'll just make shirts that be like, "Fuck cancer." That person has fuck cancer
Like-
from eating pussy and
Yeah.
sucking dick too much. Yeah,
They gave too many head
I got
jobs.
fuck cancer, dude. Yeah, you know, eating a lot of vagina out here.
You're rebranding fuck cancer to just mean cancer.
I didn't do it. They did. This is in the future, and this is not me.
Oh,
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
this is like
I still say fuck cancer.
like fuck cancer.
Yeah, like fuck cancer.
Yeah.
Like cancer's bad.
Yeah. Controversial opinions on this show. Like cancer is bad.
Hell yeah. Imagine that like got put in dirty talk though. He was like, "You willing to get cancer on this dick? You willing to get cancer for a nigga?"
4% cancer.
Shit, man, yeah. I'm gonna go to chemo with your ass, little sexy ass. No, I just feel like it would be just no. Let's get out of this. Let's run from it. Let's just run from it.
Justin Timberlake apologizes to Brittney Spears and Janet Jackson. In the wake of accusations of sexism and misogyny against Justin Timberlake regarding his treatments of former girlfriend Brittney Spears and the wardrobe malfunction with Janet Jackson at the Super Bowl in 2004, he has apologized to both women in an Instagram post. "I've seen the messages, tags, comments, and concerns, and I want to respond," he wrote. "I am deeply sorry for the times in my life where my actions contributed to the problem, where I spoke out of turn or did not speak up for what was right. I understand that I fell short in these moments and in many others and benefited from a system that condones misogyny and racism." In both cases, the reasons for his apology reach back nearly 20 years. He and Spears dated when both were teen stars, and during that time, he said publicly that he had slept with her and later vaguely accused her of cheating on him, a narrative that played out in the video for a 2002 song, Cry Me River, which featured an actress who resembled Spears. That situation resurfaced recently in the Framing Britney Spears documentary, which focuses on the conservatorship she has been under since 2008, but more broadly addresses the sexist and judgmental way she has been treated by the media and others throughout her career. The 2004 Super Bowl scandal revolves around what Timberlake described at the time as a wardrobe malfunction, in which he pulled back part of Jackson's outfit and exposed her breasts, causing mass public outcry and an aggressive investigation by the Federal Communication Commission. While the situation was never fully explained publicly, Jackson bore the brunt of the criticism, while Timberlake, who was the one who pulled back her garment, managed largely to dodge responsibility and went on to become one of the world's biggest music stars in the following years and even returned to the Super Bowl halftime performer in 2018. By contrast, Jackson's career took a serious hit in popularity and public opinion. In many ways, it has never fully recovered. She has not commented on the incident publicly.
So, I mean, this has been near and dear to my heart for a long time. Just because I felt like Justin Timberlake was a fuck nigga and how he handled that stuff. I hated him for that. Like, I hated him for Janet for the longest. This apology to me is bullshit. Only because I've been seeing him on socials talk about dropping new music. It's just to me, I always have a problem. I look at Timberlake the same way I look at a corporation. Like, I jokingly say they only want to save face when they want to save big faces. They only want to save face when it's time. Oh, my money getting fucked up, or my money's about to get fucked up. Now that people are being held accountable, Timberlake wants to step forward and say, "Oh, I'm sorry for the Janet thing." You've had an opportunity. You even had an opportunity in 2018 to bring her back on stage and say, "You know what? We pieced it up. We're good with this." When she got banned from performing again at the Super Bowl and performing for them ever, he never stood up and said, "Hey, this was something we rehearsed."
Yeah.
That we did together. I pulled the thing back because I was supposed to. We both rehearsed this. So if you got to ban her, you got to ban me. We did this thing. It's a set.
Yeah. How did that even happen?
What do you mean, how did it happen? They said it's your nipple, so you take the hit.
They thought it'd be, but was it Janet and Justin's like idea of a performance? Like
It was, they did it together.
I remember.
I'm not here to say who put the fucking, the actual breakdown of the show
agree,
together.
Just as a performer, you should be like, I was there too. I did that.
Not
too.
even performer. Fuck that. They're not just performers, right? They're stars and they're bosses.
Mm-hmm.
They're not just performers. They're bosses. So just as any other corporation, if the boss sees something that he doesn't like or thinks that it's not okay, then you, as the boss, can say, you know what, I'm not doing that part because it's not okay, right? You both agreed this was something that you wanted to do together. You did it together.
Yeah. It was a
So
creative
when if
decision
one
for
of
both
them goes down, how would you not say, I'm going down with you?
Yeah. Yeah, that's very true.
We did this together.
100%.
So you never step forward, ever. And then the Brittney thing, I understand more because I understand why you wouldn't forgive Brittney. She did make you get braids and wear that denim outfit to the AMA Awards. I get it. No. But I just think that Justin Timberlake has a track record of kind of being kind of an asshole.
Yeah.
I think he's funny.
Yeah, I think he's funny too.
I think he's likable, but I think he's an asshole.
That's a good way to put it. He's a little like cool guy or frat bro, where you're like, okay, that was charming, but probably not the best thing to say there. You know what I mean? I watched a day before he apologized. There was this BuzzFeed article that was like, every time Justin Timberlake's ever fucked up, and I was like, oh, they're coming for Justin Timberlake now.
The first clip was Mickey Mouse Love, and you were like, that was just a dance move.
But yeah, Justin Timberlake is definitely taking advantage of a culture that he hasn't done very much for.
For sure.
And,
For sure. That's what he does.
And that's kind of has happened a bunch of times.
Justin Timberlake has never even come forward and said that for a long time, and he actually got mad when they were kind of trying to get him to just kind of appreciate and say what black music had done for him. He kind of refused.
He was. I feel it was like a I don't see color vibe.
It was
like no, I just think this
it was
is
like
cool.
no, music is music, yeah, and I am cool.
I wanted to bring this cool thing into the mainstream.
All right,
it's like,
Burger King kid, get the fuck out of here.
But it was like it was his like venture into hip hop was very like a Disney chart trying to be sexy. So he like used it
For sure.
to make him cool without ever.
I think that happens not just with Justin Timberlake. I think it's happened with a lot of artists. I think that the people will use the culture, black culture, to amplify their voices or to get a mass appeal to a bigger audience. But then if anything ever goes wrong, you can always blame black culture, right? So when Justin Bieber was going through all his stuff, right, and he was hanging out with Lil Twist and everybody else, and all the bullshit was going down, it was a very easy out from a brand standpoint to say, is he hanging out with the wrong people? Now, the media doesn't have to say what the wrong people are. You've already put it in your brains who are the wrong people. So we don't have to even talk about who the wrong people are. We're just showing you pictures as well with Bieber and this person who you may feel like, well, why is Bieber hanging out with these people? And then whenever Bieber or anybody in white culture or white star wants to say, hey, I was lost, the media allows it. And they say, okay, they're going to come back home now. They're going to come back home. It's all okay. When Miley Cyrus was twerking, if that's what we're going to call it, people were like, she's lost, and it's because she's hanging out with those hip hop fellas, and she's doing this and doing that. And it's like Miley even came out and was like, I was lost for a point in my life, and it was like, get the fuck out of here. You wasn't lost. The motherfuckers is cool. You wanted to be around some cool niggas.
Oh, so that's your best album. That is a
Bangers.
album.
No, but it's just saying like it just happens too often of like people being like, we don't have to really pay homage or pay respect to a culture, but we can use it and monetize it as much as we want to. And it's kind of just fucked up. And I'm just happy that the world is at a point where they're calling people out at least and say, hey, Timberlake, yeah, you may be funny.
Do you think like this does this move the needle for you with Justin Timberlake that he apologized? Like, does that mean anything, or like what does that mean?
I think I'm struggling with, when was the Super Bowl performance?
2004.
2004, 17 years ago, right? I'm struggling with 17 years, and you give me a tweet.
Yeah.
An Instagram post.
Yeah, Instagram post.
It was an Instagram.
Calm down. It was across all socials. Everyone calm down. It was a swipe up. I gave her a swipe up. She should. No, I'm just saying, like, you could have given these people actual videos. You could have actually met up with these people if you want to be real and say, yeah, like, 17 years, fam, you fucked up my bag, my life bag. my life back. And yours got stronger.
And Janet didn't acknowledge the apology either, which I thought was interesting. She hasn't spoken on it at all.
Well, what would she say right now? Like, what would she really, like, what is there for her to really say? Like, she knows what this is. Mm-hmm. She knows her being like, thanks, Justin. It's just like, I'm letting them win again.
They used to, NSYNC used to open for Janet Jackson. So I feel like
He closed for her. I'll close his door on your ass, Janet. Hey.
But they did have like a personal relationship.
Yeah.
I think you're totally right. If he would have gone like, that was both of us. Like,
yeah.
I think it could have only helped him at that time too.
It was the biggest thing in the world. That nipple was everywhere. It had a star plate, a sun plate around it. It was star or was it sun?
Star.
Okay, a star plate around the nipple. I remember seeing the nipple as a little boy and being like, that's a nice nipple. That is a nice nipple.
The first time I found out about nipple jewelry.
I didn't even know nipple jewelry was a real thing.
Nipples could wear earrings.
I think
it wasn't really an earring. It was just like a shimmy.
It was a thing, yeah.
It's like a wind chime.
Like a real life ninja star. But yeah, she got this custom made for that nipple. They planned this for sure.
Yeah.
She asked Justin, was he getting his? He's like, nah, I think I'm passing mine.
It doesn't look good. Should I pull it out?
They put your initial in it.
Right before they go out. No, just pull mine off. You sure? Just pull mine off. Okay.
We got our boys.
And he didn't want anyone to ever know about his nipple jewelry, so he just was like, I don't know. I'm going to disappear.
I'm insecure.
I don't want anyone to know I had a nipple jewelry ready to go.
No, I mean, I think for Brittney and Janet, if they want to be the quote unquote bigger people and accept this apology and say thank you and all that goofy shit, then cool. I commend you for being bigger people and that's dope as fuck. But also, I respect you as well if you like, nah, I'm good. Mm-hmm. Thank you, but nah, I'm good. Because nah, I'm good.
I would love if she just replied with "I'm good."
She really should, but nah, I'm good.
I'm good.
Was that the future line? I'm good, love. Was it nah?
Good love and joy.
But also, we shouldn't yes, Justin Timberlake is. I'm not here to defend Justin Timberlake, but also we also need to remind ourselves that like all that stuff that made us mad about how we treated Brittney Spears in that documentary, that was society as a fucking whole as well.
Yeah, that for sure.
And like I think we're doing it all over again. We're still doing it. We're doing it again.
That was 2000. What year was Britney Spears like meltdown? Like 02? No, even before that, huh? Maybe it was like 02?
No, it was like 03, maybe even 04.
Okay.
2007.
2007 was the meltdown? Mm-hmm. Okay, 2007.
She shaved her head and like
yeah.
umbrella.
It was definitely society. I'll say this much. In whatever year that was, not saying that the paparazzi wasn't out before that and it wasn't a thing. I say Britney Spears drove the fucking media for like a year. Like she was like Amanda Bynes was that year. Like she was just always in the headlines. She was driving this paparazzi new like, oh, we gotta get pictures of this, and it was driving her crazy. It definitely was society, but it's definitely the media. The media changed, and that's what made kind of their fucking morals change and their integrity and how they put things together change. And I remember looking at that shit vividly and seeing the pictures of Bieber or pictures of Britney Spears or the videos of them, and it's just all these flashes that you're like, how can this person drive out of this spot if y'all flashing my fucking eyes like this? Well, I remember Bieber hit something or somebody and they were trying to sue him, and I was like, fam, it's 100 cameras that won't move because they're like, we have the right to be here. I'm just shooting. Because those motherfuckers be insane.
Yeah, and that fucks your brain up too.
For sure.
And they also want a reaction.
Yeah, right. Because then if you hit somebody, then that's gold. That's
dude, you're famous now, dude.
Anything.
Forever. You're going to be hanging at Barney's Beanery.
Yeah.
Be like, this day, this guy got, I remember it. I've seen, like little fucking tributes to like the guy who got punched in the face by Sean Penn.
Oh, okay.
Oh, remember the night Kurt Russell hit a guy?
Yeah.
It's like that guy's probably being a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, best luck to Brittney.
So what do we do when we feel like we're driving somebody crazy? Like how do you treat that? Do we ignore them?
Do we ignore? What do we mean?
Like when someone's going crazy, like Britney Spears was, or Amanda Bynes was, or maybe Kanye West is. What do we do? How do we handle it?
I think that person's. I don't know the answer, because I think people have to want to get help in a lot of those times, and it's hard to really get someone on board and say, hey, you need help, because they're obviously going through whatever they're going through in their brain, back and forth, and being like, okay, I'm good, okay, I'm not. Everybody's trying to hurt me. I don't want the people around me. So it's like, it's tough a lot of times to, get people to kind of see that within themselves and say, okay, I need help. So I don't know what the actual answer is to do. I do think it's super sad. I do think it's sad when that happens to someone and they're obviously going through something mentally that the media says, this is an opportunity to make more money. I think it's the most fucked up thing.
Yeah. The person who I see going through that the most right now, like, oh, we're like, what the fuck are we doing? Is Claudia Conway, the girl who's the daughter of Kellyanne Conway, the Trump advisor, and George Conway, who's like a Democrat guy. They like argue in the media. She's a daughter and she has a TikTok and she like puts it all on TikTok and she is like a fucking thorn in their side in a way, because she's like, my mom is terrible, and like, I don't want to make fun of this girl because she grew up in a very difficult household, and she's also recorded her mom being kind of like abusive to her. And now last week they put her on American Idol. She like auditioned for American Idol, and Fox was like, yeah, let's make some money off this. And then Kellyanne Conway was like in it, and now like Kellyanne Conway, like the lady we hated from the Trump administration, is now on a reality show, like the other fucking guy on the Dancing with the Stars show. And it's like, and I mean, they're thinking about ratings and nothing about that kid, and that kid's gonna be fucked up.
Also, nobody watches American Idol anymore. No one's watching American Idol or reality TV like that to fucking care about that girl. I mean, I heard about that girl from TikTok. I've heard about the daughter, Kellyanne Conway or whatever, coming to her being like, my mom's this, my mom's that, and I've seen videos blow up, but like, I don't keep up with that.
They're trying to make her a
girl.
crossover like star.
What do you mean
because
crossover?
her life is fucked up, because she's going I mean, not many people go from TikTok to network, and the reason she's doing that is because her parents are political figures, like, right? Like, isn't that like a fucked up, aren't we gonna fuck up that person's brain? We don't care. We just want to run through them and get entertainment out of it.
What do you mean? That person is still doing it as well.
But the network
so
is
is
using
Britney.
like her abusive family dynamic.
No, I don't think I don't watch it.
Exploding
I'm
her.
not helping with this. I'm not investing in this per se. So I don't even know anything about the little girl. But at the same time, like, that's happened from the beginning of Hollywood.
You take people from the political world and move them over.
No, it's about taking people from anything and if you think they're a star, if you think it's something you can monetize or you can market, you'll take it to market.
And I also see the idea.
It's like saying like, oh, this girl who had a sex tape, do we really want to give her a reality TV show about her family? Yeah, it made us millions. It's called Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Yeah, I think we do.
Yeah, I guess that's just how we run now.
Yeah, man. It's called America.
As a whole society.
Bitch, you get with us or you get lost. We're the circus, Chris.
Runs
We're
like
the circus.
That. Yeah.
Just, okay, understand that.
Wait, you think everything always ran like that, or do you think recently it's
I think
become
everything has always run like that.
You just think there was like a 90s version of an 80s version
Yeah,
of it,
it's like
a 1920s
Trump
version
just
of it.
knocked down a door where now we legitimately have conversations. I've had a convo with somebody maybe like a week ago that was like, you telling me Will Smith shouldn't be president? And I was like, we're just getting into, I'm not saying Will Smith wouldn't be a good candidate, right? I think Will Smith is very smart. I think I'll fuck with Will Smith big time. But at the same time, like, we've now just normalized putting people in office who were never people that we thought were office people growing up. Now we're just like, who has the most followers and can tell people what's up? President? Much?
And I think it's working the other way too. So like the politicians now have to become influencers. So like Ted Cruz is starting a Twitter war with Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
And like Kellyanne Conway's daughter's a TikTok star and she's American Idol. Like it's like all this, they're doing all like, I feel like I'm going to be watching fucking Mike Pence selling merch out of his truck or something soon.
Yeah, it might happen. I mean, I bought Bernie's
Smash
merch.
subscribe.
I bought Bernie's merch.
I bought Bernie's merch
Okay,
too. It
then,
hasn't come yet.
There you go. It hasn't come yet. Yeah.
Mine hasn't come yet either.
if anything, yeah, politicians having a presence on socials makes it easier for them to get their policies and different things across. And say, hey, this is what I stand for. Person who doesn't want to maybe pick up a newspaper or do this thing and do this thing, know that I stand on Twitter. I'm going to tell you on Twitter that I ain't fucking with this right here. Or I ain't doing this right here.
In the best possible world, but also those politicians can realize that fucking
celebrity.
Yeah, saying a big controversial thing gets a lot of fucking retweets and quote retweets and brings up your follow. You can learn all the shitty things about social media too.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, from what I see, that's what they're fucking learning. That's what they learned through Donald Trump.
Yeah. What did Anthony Weiner used to do again? What was he?
Send dick pics.
Yeah, I know he sent dick pics. I'm saying, like, imagine those today, though. His dick pic might have just blew up. He might have become a bigger politician.
He's like, I just have an OnlyFans and I'm a politician.
Yeah. Who gonna be the first politician with OnlyFans?
Am I the only one with a side hustle?
I'm just saying. I don't find anything wrong with that. Can politicians or other people with real careers, should it affect their jobs in OnlyFans?
If politicians have an OnlyFans?
If a politician was like, yo, I'm going to show off my feet, because I know people got feet fetishes. I'm going to just do feet pictures, but 50% is going to go to this charity, and the other 50% is going to go to my pockets. Like, I got a side hustle for sure. Like, can a politician do that?
Are they becoming a politician after they become a foot fetish model, or are they becoming a foot fetish model after being a politician?
Okay, what if you're just a celebrity and you're like, I'm going to be, I already have OnlyFans. I may not be posting any nudes or anything. I'm a celebrity, but I'm posting bikini pictures or just me hanging out with my dogs. I don't fucking know people post OnlyFans. But can you have an OnlyFans and be a politician is what I'm saying. Like, what if you just like, I'm a celebrity and I already had OnlyFans, now I'm running for office. Can you do that?
I mean, only time will tell. Tyga, your move.
Are you running or what?
Tyga, are you running?
Just
I watched Flavor of Love.
Oh, you watched Flavor of Love?
Yeah.
Do y'all realize that those people had the power, stronger power than your actual parents, to give you a name, and people called you that name forever? New York has still never really shook New York.
Oh my God, I never thought
What's
of
her
that.
real name?
What?
Wow, that girl still walking around being like, people call me Pumpkin.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh.
Wasn't she on like 6 other reality
Pumpkin.
shows?
You were Pumpkin. Microphone. You're on the podcast, fam. Need you to focus on what's going. This is why you're too shy for this thing. Microphone. Yeah, Pumpkin was the fighter, right?
She spit
Pumpkin
on New
spit
York.
on New York and pulled her hair.
Yeah. She was
Damn.
Yeah, the blonde girl, right?
Yeah, nothing happened to her.
She showed up on like
White
4
privilege.
other reality shows.
That was the first reparation check they gave New York a fucking spinoff. They were like, "Don't sue us. We'll give you a spinoff." For
and
the
then
love of
New York had 2.
New York had New York was pop. It was Flavor of Love 1 and 2. Then I Love New York 1 and 2.
When 2 came out of all of these, you were like, that doesn't make sense. Like they're like, will they find love?
Seems like you're the problem.
Second season.
But then they would come back and be like, Ray J would be like, she was crazy, man. So now I'm back for season 2, and you're like, okay, I guess that's a good enough explanation. If she was crazy, and Ray J did the right thing, I guess.
Why'd you ask if I'd seen The Love of Ray J?
Because I just said, danger, she smashed the homie.
We were talking about it earlier.
Yeah, we were saying if I became the new host of The Bachelor, I'd make the motherfucking house like The Love of Ray J.
You just totally changed
the full format, the whole show.
And Danger was like,
Danger was the first.
everything on the show.
She had a face tattoo.
Yeah.
The only other person I knew with a face tattoo was Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
So I knew she was crazy. So for Ray J to be like, yo, her name gonna be Danger because she got a panda on her fucking face.
And then they came up with a whole little song about her on the show.
It does feel like as soon as you see a face tattoo, it already says danger, you know?
That's why he called her that. I have a question for you because
Danger.
the part of this show or that episode was Danger, she smashed a homie, right? Could you date someone who has smashed a homie? Or like, could you date somebody that's like, oh, this person has messed with my friend before? I feel like, I don't know. I feel like I feel like white people be doing that shit.
I maybe.
It's like they hooked up in high school,
yeah, they
in
like
college.
hooked up a long time ago.
But hooked up means something completely different for y'all than it does for us too. Because when you say hooked up, you mean just kissing, right?
It could mean kissing. It could also mean.
I mean, fucking yeah. For us, hooked up just mean kissing.
Oh.
Right, but we don't even say hooked up.
Kissing.
Right? Is that what it is? I'm high right now.
Say?
No, hooked up.
Some people think hooked up is sex. Some people think hooked up
I'm
is
sorry.
anything
That's what it is.
sexual.
That's just-
I'm
I think
high,
black
guys.
people
I'm
think-
high. Hooked up for us is just sex.
Yeah, it's just sex.
Hooked up for
White
y'all
people-
is kissing.
No,
and
it's
sex.
anything sexual.
So I'm saying,
Yeah,
kissing
you
is-
could
yeah.
hook.
Yeah.
It could be like they hooked up at the party and like they didn't fuck in the corner.
Oh no. See, if you say like they hooked up, they fucked for sure.
Yeah.
They hooked up.
Cause I only know that because when I would like, people would ask me when I started being in my little white circles, they'd be like, "Did y'all hook up?" I'd be like, "Oh yeah, for sure." And they'd be like, "Yeah, I think they kissed or something." And I'd be like, "Oh no, I fucked her. I was trying to tell you, fam. I told you I fucked her."
But you could go home with somebody and your friend would still say, "Did you guys hook up?" Because and that means sex.
Sex automatically. It's not
Where
like
if you went home with her, you guys hooked up. I know because you went home with her and you were kissing her before.
But
You know what I
that's
mean?
that's a poor assumption.
But I would say, did you guys have sex? I wouldn't say, did you guys hook up?
Okay, yeah. Okay, but no, I was just saying like people would say you guys hooked up, and I'd be like, what does that mean to you?
Yeah.
Because to me that means
The question here is, if she had sex with my friend, would I still pursue a romantic relationship?
yeah.
with
Or
her?
would you just would you? Would
Or
it
are
be,
you saying that you wouldn't even,
no? Period. No.
as
no,
a single guy, you wouldn't even like have sex with them?
no sex with your friend. If somebody that you were interested in has sex with your friend, right, beforehand, and you found out, like, would you still be okay with dating that person if you liked them, or would you be like, fuck it?
I'm trying to like do like replacement things. I don't think it would be any sort of deal breaker. to
Word.
me.
So like,
Is
let's say
it-
you at your wedding, right, and your wife, you and Bella, and one of the homies say, and you know that's the one that fucked her. First of all, he disrespectful. Let's start with that. He your one friend. You like, oh, I hate this nigga.
Why
You gonna say nigga, but
I'm not inviting that guy. who
but
had
he's
sex
in the
with my
he's your
wife.
real friend. He's in your wedding,
Oh.
and he's your real friend. And you like, yo, I love her. I know this man has had his thing in her, and that bothers me somewhat. But would you be able to get over it if you're like, but she's so special?
Yeah, I think you kind of feel like you won in that circumstance because you'd be like, I love this woman more than anything, and
Or
yeah,
he
you
won.
fucked
He
her.
smashed that and
Yeah,
threw
you
her back
sma-
to you.
But I wound up with her, and she's the woman I'm marrying, and I wound up with her.
Yeah, he's like, that's the woman you married? Good luck, nigga.
Wait, who's that guy married to now?
He's not married and he's living a
See?
dream.
Yeah.
Am I talking about me?
Wait, are you the guy from Gladius High School?
Harold, I am.
Oh, Harold.
Could you date somebody that like had dealt with your ex, I guess? mean, that's
is
it,
it my
right?
friend or like my best friend?
Like
Is
did
this
your
just a girl I know? Like what level? There's different levels of friendship. So
I'm saying like it doesn't matter level of friendship. I guess in your T-Mobile top 5, my fave 5s of friends. You're like my fave 5 friends. One of them slept with the man I'm interested in. Could you still date that man?
I don't think so. I don't think I would even pursue someone that I knew my friend had
Let's
slept
say you
with.
didn't know.
Oh, if I didn't know, and then I already
Then you
have
found
feelings
out.
for
They
him.
were like, yeah.
How do I find out? Like how? Like,
You found out because.
but I'm like, did we start dating and then my friend knew that we were dating and she just never told me? And then I find out later after I already have like feelings for this person, or like, yeah, like how
Let's
do
talk
I?
about it. I'm joking.
What?
Nobody got the inside joke but me and you.
I hate it here.
Because it
I
was
think
too
we can
inside.
guess. What's the inside joke?
No, it wasn't a real
Oh,
inside
no, no,
joke.
no.
Hey guys, what's the inside? I like being your interviewer. So what's the inside joke?
What's the inside joke? No, I was just asking the question just because with Danger, she smashed the homie. Ray J had to make a decision on if he wanted to.
What's your feelings on it?
It depends on the friend. It depends on how that person like looked at that individual. If they just fucked her like once and never talked to her again, it might be hard for me to be like, man, he really just slutted my girl out and didn't talk to her no more. That's a little wild. Versus like if he took her serious and was taking her on dates and was like, oh, we just didn't work. She's dope as fuck. Yeah, we had sex one time. I might be like,
Oh wait,
all
you'd
right.
be okay with dating someone that your friends had feelings for?
I would feel like that if my friend is smart, that maybe he saw something in this person that I also see this person has been a dope person. And if it's a big enough gap, I would of course would ask my friend first.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yo, do you care if I talk to this person?
Yeah, I agree.
But I think that it's at least more respectful respectable that person was like, I dated this person and I saw something in this person.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, man, I met her at Colony on Wednesday. It was back in like 2012. I forgot about it until you came in his motherfucking house party with her. That'd be a little more wild. No?
Well, everybody, who's to say what she was doing at Colony in 2012?
Yeah, if it happens to be your boy, and yeah, number one, I would kind of, I don't know. I would kind of rather the girl tells me too than my friend.
Yeah.
Because I feel like my friend might be wild enough that he don't even remember. So I want you to tell me so you can be like, I want to be upfront with you. I'm like, okay, he didn't tell me because he probably didn't remember this wild ass night that you said only happened once and this. So I'm cool with that as long as we can keep this. I might talk to him in the future about this. But we can keep this. Whatever.
When does it come? I'm trying to think of the circumstance in which it comes up. Like if you're
how would it not come up?
No, you know.
If you fuck
yeah,
my
you know
friend,
my
it better
friends
be the
are.
first thing to come up.
So if you
nice to meet you. Your friend
and
had
also
his
don't
dick in my
leave me
mouth.
out here unprepared. Like don't leave me out here not
I guess it
like
depends
embarrassed
if you, like,
and not
date.
knowing information.
Like if let's say we go to a club and you're dancing with a girl that I like dated, I might be kind of like, hey, you used to date that girl. Like, hey, relax. But if it's a girl that I like hooked up with,
oh, so you'd
like
be more
6 years ago, I don't think I'd be like, hey, Sterling, just so you know, I hooked up with that girl.
But then
But
if
like-
you saw
'cause
that
that
they
would,
were
like,
getting
it would, like,
serious,
ruin it for
would you
you.
say something? Because I feel like, oh, I used to fuck that girl and you're just gonna fuck her. That's one thing. But like, oh, you're liking this girl. Now I should say something.
Yeah, well, it depends on how you try to tell that
Oh,
friend.
interesting.
And who
Maybe.
Yeah.
Now
and
that I
who-
think about it. Yeah. If he like, no, but what if he does get in a relationship with this girl I hooked up with once? Do I have to like? I just have to tell them? at
No,
one point?
you just
now
trying
I think
to
she
get.
should tell.
No, you trying to give your friend that heads up. So it's just
Yeah.
like if you hooked up with her on some wild shit, if nothing else, you're just telling your boy on some respectful shit. Like, yo, I met her under these circumstances. I'm not judging her as a woman. I don't know who she is or like that. I don't have that relationship with her to really tell you who she is. I just want to let you know how I met her.
As my
we met
friend.
as my friend. I met her at a club. We left. We fucked. Didn't see her again. She's here with you now. She could be the dopest chick in the world. I don't know. I'm just giving you a heads up so you don't have to hear it from her or anybody else that me and her did hook up one
But
time.
also as that girl, you should tell
For sure.
that person first.
For
And I
sure.
feel like if you as the girl are already telling that person like, hey, I messed with one of your friends, like before you hear it from your friend, you already kind of be like, oh, okay, like this is not a good girl, but like a good person for at least like not
She
leaving
confessed
me
to
out
murder. She must be a
here.
good person.
Hey, so what's your
She took accountability.
move if you go to a party with you? Let's say you have a new significant other. Like this is maybe you've got
Does that
a few
terminology
dates.
again, Chris? Let me cut you off 2 seconds. What does significant other mean to you?
It means boyfriend or girlfriend.
Yeah, cool. Thank you.
New boyfriend or girlfriend, and you go to a party and you're like, this is 6 of my friends. It's like a dinner party. It's like a small party. It's like your best friends. And now she just realized that like one of you realizes that I've hooked up with one of your friends at the dinner party. Are you gonna be like, hey, can we talk for a second? And do I have to tell my significant other that we hooked up? Or and also if you're being told that, are you like, let's leave? Or are you like, cool, everything's fine?
So not significant other, but I had a situation recently where the homie is going to dinner. I was with him and he's like, my homegirl's gonna meet us here. I was like, all right, cool. Met him at dinner. My boy was with me. The girl sits down, seems like a cool girl, whatever. And she gets up to go like to the bathroom or some shit. And my one boy doesn't know the other guy like that well. So he says to me, yo, this is crazy. And he shows me a picture or the text messages. The last video she sent was like a wild ass video, right? To him. The guy
How long ago?
It was that day, early that day.
Oh my God.
Wait, so it was-
I thought you meant like they used to date.
No, that day. So then I don't even know the girl, right? No, just to show you how wild Hollywood is, though, too. I don't know the girl like that. But I see her name in his phone as he shows me the message. And I'm like, I know that name. And I go through my phone and
Get
see
the
I
same
have
video.
the girl's name and number in my phone. I'm like, oh, shit. I remember this girl, actually. So I don't say nothing. And well, actually, the girl leaves. And then I tell my boy, like, yo, just want you know, the shorty you brought, like, homie, hooked up with her. I don't think I hooked up with her. I have a number on my phone, but my boy definitely hooked up with her. And I gave him that because I knew number one, it's not his girl. Secondly, I just didn't want if she was working on that being her dude, I was just like, I know him well enough that I don't want to leave him in the dark. Like, this is happening today. It's not like it's like a,
Yeah, that
I know her
happened
from 6
today.
years ago, man. It's like, no, this was
today.
at 3:40. It is now 9:30. 6 hours ago, that thing was ready. So it was just like I had to give him a heads up. But he had G enough that was like, he was like, shit, I don't really talk to her like that, but thank you so much, just in case. Because he like, I am being seen out in public with her right now.
Yeah.
We're at a restaurant, motherfucker. Like, somebody might see me and be like, "Is your new girl?"
But that's insane. But I also feel like I didn't get an answer to my question.
I was saying I gave him a heads up.
No, but what if you were the guy? What if you were him? And what if it wasn't a girl from tonight? What if it was a girl you've been dating?
First of all,
And I also want your opinion, Alahna.
where were you so you saying to Alahna, like, if a girl came to you and was like, "Oh, I hooked up with that dude that you talked to before," like, just
Well,
let
if
you
you
know?
show up to a party and you find out that your significant other has hooked up with somebody else at that party, and you're 3 dates deep with them, so you're
Wait, 3
still
days
kinda
deep
new
and
to
it's
them.
already my significant other. I thought significant other was my
You're
boyfriend.
the person you're dating. You're meeting their friends for the first time, and you just realize, but it's still soon enough where it's not weird that you didn't realize this connection yet. Like, this connection is realized in the moment. What happens? Do you just like tough it out?
I mean, I think it
and be
depends
like-
on my connection with that person. Am I like, do I really, really like this person?
Or is that old dick better? You like, I don't want to ruin my old dick for this new dick that I know I'm about to throw away.
Yeah, have we had sex yet? That's important.
I'm about to throw this new dick away anyway.
Yeah,
so.
I think in my circumstance, I think it's a new person, and like, so you're already into that person, and then you find out.
That they used to talk to your friend.
Yeah, but you find out it live.
But how into can you be?
Oh, and then do I say
3
something?
dates?
Like at the party, do you
then I
say
play
something?
out. I act so cool. I act unbothered.
And you never even tell anybody until later.
You tell the dude you with at least, right?
Oh, I thought
In
you were
the
saying
moment?
I'm the person who's finding out that someone slept with my
No,
dude.
you the person
I'm
who see the
other
dude
person.
that you
Right
talk
now,
to.
yeah. Right now, you're that one.
And you with his friend or homie, but you see dude you smash, you like, shit. Do you just wait your turn and be like, yo, I'm gonna tell homie to the side? Like,
I think it
used
kind of
to-
depends on what kind of, like, I don't know. Probably depends on like the party. I
The
think
party. She's like, is it a plantation party? She's like, is it a plantation party? Because then.
Well, I mean, like, what kind of party is it? Is it just like a regular casual party where it's like, oh, like I can tell you and it's not gonna be ruined, or is it like
Or is
a
it
party?
2018 when shit was
Is it
cracking?
a significant party where it's like, oh, like this is an important?
I was trying to make it a small party so you couldn't
a small
just
party, I
hide.
would tell you.
So you couldn't just hide.
No, I think I would have to tell you, because I'm too much.
No, you gotta pull the person to
Me
the
as a-
side.
no,
How you
no.
gonna tell at
Yeah,
the
yeah,
party?
No, I pulled him to the side, but at the party I would tell, because I'm
After the party?
at the party.
After the party.
You say after the
I
party?
It's
would
an
say-
after. I don't know.
I could see it ruining the party.
It
and being
depends
scared
on
to
who the
say-
person is
say
you're
after
dating
the party.
too. If you know that may ruin his whole night,
Yeah.
or if you know that it is like, yo, this person needs this information before I even give this other nigga an opportunity
Yeah.
to tell him, because he will lose it if the other dude tells him.
Yeah.
So it's about who you're dating. You gotta
Yeah,
you gotta
I
be
would rather tell you at the party, because I'm also
ruin the whole night.
No, not to ruin the whole night.
Ruin the
But I
whole
also-
fucking night.
Because me, I like to know. Like, I'm someone, like, I like to know. If you're going to have me around someone that you used to deal with, like, at least tell me first so that I can kind of be like, I don't want to be the third person in my relationship. Like, that's not fun. Like, let me know on the secret. Like, I want to know just like everybody else. Like, don't just leave me out here.
Yeah, I would have to tell the person that I'm
Yeah, I would
dating.
have to tell them.
Like,
there
yo, let me
and
let you
then.
know about Shorty right there.
'Cause
She
I
looks
want
like
you
she's
to
nice,
prepare.
but she suck mean. I'm joking.
She might have cancer.
Smiling all in your face, but she got cancer in that throat.
France to finally set an age of consent to 15 after 20 firefighters dodged rape charge after having sex with a 13-year-old girl. The change in legislation comes as 20 firefighters who allegedly raped a 13-year-old girl dodged the charge, sparking protests across France. Currently, there is no age of consent in France, unlike other EU countries. While legislation says having sex with someone under 18 is an offense, there needs to be proof it was non-consensual in order to obtain a conviction of rape. If there's no proof to demonstrate the rape, the accused may be charged with sexual violation and sentenced to a maximum of 7 years in prison. The change in legislation means perpetrators will face tougher sentences from now on, as sex with someone under 15 will be classified as rape. The move was announced by Justice Minister Eric Dupond-Moretti, who said the government is determined to act quickly to implement the changes. An act of sexual penetration by an adult on a minor under 15 will be considered rape. He added that exceptions would be made for teenagers having consensual sex.
He also added in that R. Kelly is #1 music playing here in the country right now.
Seriously, what the? So it wasn't illegal to have sex with a minor in France until just now.
There was no age of what a minor was. So you could have sex legally.
Who pays taxes and who doesn't?
No, there is no age of consent.
No, I'm saying.
So like an age of consent in America is 18.
18, yeah.
Or 16?
No, it's 16. No, it's 18.
It's
here.
18.
18 here in America. I think it's 17 in some states, maybe 16 in a couple others. But in France, there was none. So I guess legally, you could have sex with somebody. 10?
Yeah. So the first
That's
step that they took towards this was in 2018 when a 20-year-old had sex with an 11-year-old. And that was when they first started like the conversation about age.
And are you
consent.
saying that 20
Firemen,
firefighters had sex with the same
13-year-old
little girl?
Yeah.
So 20 people were in a party where they were just like, this is okay? Or like 20 of them were involved with like a ring where she just...
It just says 20 men were accused. 3 of the 20 men have admitted they had sex with a girl but claim it was consensual, and they were charged with sexual violation.
I mean...
What the fuck are you guys... Did France like not have discussions about this stuff?
Well, they dodged that bullet. They didn't actually see jail time or anything. I don't think those individuals. I don't know how also they're like, oh, they dodged this for a 13-year-old, but let's make the age of consent. Yeah, consent. No, consent. Consent.
Consent.
Consent. That's what I said, y'all. Consent. Okay. But niggas just corrected me with the wrong words. No, nigga, it's both of them.
Continent.
It's both of them, fam. No, but the age of consent, 15 years old, which I just think, I don't know how collectively we as a people have agreed on an age, but at the same time, I think 15 is still too low. I think that's bullshit. I don't know how, again, individuals have sex with a 13-year-old, but yet the age is 15, but yet they're not seeing any jail time as well.
Yeah.
And there's 20 of them. Like, I don't get that
because
part.
it wasn't a law up until that point.
Yeah, and it was over a series of 2 years, and it started when she was 13, when one firefighter assisted her during an anxiety attack.
Oh, so they basically, one person was a pervert and then groomed her and said, oh, we can all be perverts. I got a person.
And 20 people were like, okay.
Yeah. 20
over the course of 2 years.
Over 2 years.
Okay, so I think I actually am realizing that I must feel now the way that you feel about that antebellum party. Because I'm like, who the fuck cares if it wasn't a fucking law? It's wrong. You know it's wrong. You know exactly what it is. And it doesn't matter if there's a whole big group of people doing it. All 20 of these people are guilty no matter what fucking weird-ass society. Like, does that make sense?
No, for sure. They're not fired. They're not fired either, right? All those individuals kept their jobs.
They all kept their jobs.
Yeah, that's fucking... No. I mean, I think this is insane that we can say 20 individuals... Fuck, 1 or 2 individuals dealt with a 13-year-old girl. Like, you'd be like, that's insane, fam. So for 20, and then to be the case of like, well, we're not... What we didn't do was illegal. You're like, yeah, well, y'all didn't put a law in place. Yeah, everybody else did in the world.
So the lawyers on the side of the firefighters are claiming that she's a liar and that she consented to sex with all of those men and that she's lying now because she's ashamed, embarrassed.
13. Yeah, of course. It doesn't. They're not. That's not his argument. That's not his case. He's a lawyer on their side. So his argument is going to be, but let me end it with, and she's 13 though, Your Honor. So his whole thing is, hey, she consented. It's like, that's bullshit. It doesn't
matter. There's no law in place like that says you're too young to have sex, and they're saying like you can choose to have sex at any age, and you are willingly going into this act like on your own accord.
And if it's 20 of them, not that it should matter at all because they obviously band together, their brotherhood and firemen, all this stuff. But like if it's 20 of them, it's like, I guess it's 20 people's word against one. And it's like, that's bullshit. This is a fucking child. And they're bullying her with the system.
She's a 13-year-old.
She's 15. It just started when she was 13.
Yeah, but exactly. It's 13-year-old. 13-year-old.
Yeah, and I'm also even confused about the 15 years of age. Like, obviously, I guess I don't understand France's culture. I didn't realize that this is like normal place. But does that mean that they like agreed on 15? Like some people were like, was that a negotiation where some people like 18 and some people were like, I'll meet in the middle? Like how is that okay with
I don't know.
France? I mean, I guess it's sparking mass protests and like it's not like a culture thing, right? Or are people in France like, yeah, we haven't?
It
had
might
an
be a
age of
culture
I
thing.
mean, they haven't had an age of consent.
They haven't
Well,
had
Nobody's talked
an age
to
of
fucking
you drink so
At
much earlier
18.
there as well. Yeah, like
At 18.
so if you look at it from that perspective, right, and say, well, 18 to 21 is 3 years, then they can try to justify and say, well,
18
15
to
to 18
Yeah.
is 3 years.
Or just justify
it's
it by
the
like
same-
how
you know
old
what I'm saying?
most people are when they
Yeah.
have sex.
Yeah, it's bullshit. No matter what, it's all of it's bullshit. It's you preying on children.
Just like biologically, it's also like fucking disgusting. Like,
Yeah.
like there's no weird fucking justification, and it's all like gross.
Yeah, I don't
Fucking
even know how
gross.
as a lawyer your argument
There's
is
nothing.
she wanted to have sex with all of these. No,
Who
what the
fucking
fuck are you
cares?
talking about, fam?
Oh fuck. Okay. I mean that's terrible. And how is France? But France is responding to this. Like, do they care? Like, because the only thing I remember from Me Too in France,
people
were
are
those-
protesting.
those
They're
old
protesting
actresses.
that the firefighters haven't been charged with rape. I think that's what they're protesting. But the age of consent, they're not.
Everyone's like, that feels fair.
Yeah. Well, because there never was one. So they're just like.
Yeah, but 15? I don't know. Maybe it's just because we're so used to 18 that we're like, oh, 18. That when you hear 15, you're like, 15? Also, it's because you've been 15 and you know what the fuck? 15? I don't know. You could just have a license. And I'm like, damn, that's crazy. Person got a license. I'm just saying, it's so easy to prey on a fuck. Like, that person's not ready for the world. And you know what I'm saying? Like, for you to be preying on a 15-year-old because you're like, well, they say it's legal, but is it right?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a gross story. I don't know where the whole age of consent lies. I don't know. I'm not French, so like I don't know what these French people would say back to me, but I don't think there's any justification for any of that. And there's obviously manipulative behavior if there's 20 men and one woman involved.
Obviously.
And that woman's not a woman, she's a girl.
Yeah.
And
Child,
you're telling her
yeah.
what to do. Like there's that's very strange. And I wonder if that means that there's a lot more of that. It's crazy that you can find 20 people that were like, yo,
Okay
we're
with
down.
this. Yeah.
At one workplace.
At one workplace.
Not even
That's
like
what makes
a
me go, what's
neighborhood.
going on
Makes you
in
think
this
about the
country?
culture.
Where it was like,
of
this is a
France.
neighborhood party and we're letting, no, it's like, oh no, we all just work at the same Kroger's. And we just wilding out.
I don't know what's going on over there, France.
I don't know what's going on over there.
Yeah, maybe that's not. Well, guess we'll end on a happy note.
Yeah. France. For another sad episode of Wine and Weed. I am one of your hosts, Sterling Steelo Brim.
And I am Chris Reinacher.
And thank you to Miss Alahna Jade today, who was exceptionally shy. But we appreciate you being here. As always, you're amazing as a facts reader. We appreciate you. And great to have your perspective on the show today. The microphone's right there still.
Anytime.
Okay.
I will see you guys next week.
I zip it up and zip it out.